being fat, it's one of the things I've determined that is probably costing me more money than anything. I can say that. I've been doing studies, researching for all this transformation stuff. And I know I've mentioned speaking better, eye contact, smiling, fashion, all of this stuff. But when it comes to being fat, there's actually some data on this. So when you walk into a sales meeting, a job interview, anything you want to pitch, anytime you're having a communication, within 0.2 seconds, people look at you and they make a determination. They determine your attractiveness, your appearance, your confidence, your trustworthiness. They determine all these aspects about you. And then as they talk to you, they spend time trying to reaffirm what they thought initially. So that split second first impression is immense. It's bigger than just about anything you can say because it sticks and it's hard to overcome. So being fat, I don't want to dig into the science because there's a lot of science. Some of it's murky. There's variations. There's different studies in different cultures and populations, old studies, new studies, men and women and whatever. We're not going to dig into that. This isn't a science paper. I'm just talking generalization. And there's a couple things in general that is considered attractive. For men, shoulders that are much wider than your waist. For women, it's hips wider than your waist. Women, they like curve. Men, they like broad shoulders. Now, if you want to increase that difference for men or for women, it's hard to make your shoulder bones get bigger. It's hard to make your hip bones too much bigger. But your waist, that's where weight is. You're carrying weight in your stomach. Most people are. So if you want to improve your weight or your shape, you do it there. So how does this play out in numbers? So I've seen a couple studies, and there's people who measure in BMI, they measure in body fat percentage, they measure in these different, I've seen some weird ones too. But what it comes down to is they rate people, if they rated people on a scale of 1 to 10, and this comes out across everything, if they rate people on a 1 to 10, and they took somebody who's got a 33, 34% body fat percent, it's about what I got. They rate an average rating of somewhere around a 4 in attractiveness. And if you drop that down to 20 to 22 for a woman or 18 to 20 for a guy, the average attractiveness goes up to 7. So by dropping 12 percentage fat or 12 percentage points in body fat percent, your attractiveness goes up by 3. That's massive. That means if you were a 4, you become a 7. If you were a 3, you became a 6. And when you look at the population as a whole, most people, like 2/3 of people, fall between a 4 and a 6. 3.5, 6.5, somewhere in that range is where the majority of people fall. So a 3-point jump has the ability to take you from way less attractive than average to quite a bit attractive, more than average, regardless of how you look. That's kind of amazing. That's money. You present yourself better, you sell better. You present yourself better, you get a better job. You get more respect. You get everything. So, like, for me, this is number one. Now, I know that there's other differences. You ever see those shows like, for example, The Princess Diaries or She's All That, or something where they take the girl at the beginning, they try to dress her dorky and make her look really unattractive. But then when you really look at it, you're like, the girl's like a 7. And then they change her style. Now she's an 8. They didn't really. But weight doesn't like that. So I can be fat and ugly and I can be a 3. Maybe that's what I am right now. And I can lose weight and become a 6. And then I can fix my style and become a 7. That just means I went from the bottom 25% of people in the country to the top 25% in attractiveness, or which also is represented in confidence, first impressions. Like the amount of money difference, I understand this whole, don't judge, feel good about yourself, you just be proud of who you are. Well, I'm not. I mean, I love myself. I like who I am, but I also think I'd like myself better if my business was more successful, if I was able to get more gigs, if I was able to sell more things. I'd probably like myself better. Just an idea. I don't know. So, yeah. I'm down to about 33%. I know on a scale of 1 to 10, my looks on average should go up by 1 for every 4% body fat I lose. I've already lost like 4%. I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm going the right direction, but I can't lose sight of it. And I'm just not buying it. Like this whole narrative of love yourself and just become a better salesperson or just get a better product. It's not all of it. I have to show up. I have to present myself well. I can't change the way other people think, and it's in the data. You have to be skinnier and make more money. Sorry if that offends anybody. Anyway, if you agree with that, follow my journey. Out.